Okay, now we'll try to make this loud and clear, but I know before the thing's over, I'll be going to Anyway, this, of course, is a flea market conversation. First, we'll start with yesterday. Well, everybody knows I never sell anything. So I go down to the flea market yesterday, and Tom said, I got something you guarantee you've never seen before. So I said, all right, bring her out, let's see it. And it was a book this thick. It had 50 separate individual coins in it, and it was titled The History of Dentistry. Can you imagine that? So I'm thinking, holy crap, Tom, and they're sterling silver, not a one missing. 1973 Philadelphia Mint, never one coin had ever been taken out of it. And it has plastic on the front and the back, that slide in and out so you can get the coins out. Never been touched a single coin in there. Sterling. So Tom's going to give it to me for a buck over spot sterling. So I said, well, that's terrific. Each coin weighed about between 24 and 26 grams. I would weigh a couple, so we rounded it off to 25, whatever. And he had a couple of other things. He had a little bag with 3 ounces of sterling in it that must have had at least 100 little bars, and each one had a different card on it. And the card was on the front, and the symbol for the card was on the back. They're the cutest little things you ever saw. Very, very tiny. I mean the tiniest things. I don't know if they were a 30th of an ounce. Who knows? 20th of an ounce, 30th. They were really small. When it come to 3 ounces, and it looked like there was 100 of them. I never even took them out of the bag. They were so bright and sparkling, never looked like they'd never been touched by anybody. And then he had some 31-ounce coins that were sterling also, that were uh, of the United States, but there's only 30 of them. So somebody had kept 20 states, but they were perfect art art collection coins, just perfect coins, nice. But they were sterling, and it was really cheap silver. So I said, all right, give me the whole damn thing. Then he had some Deutschmarks, 5 Deutschmarks. He had some tubes of them, and he said there was $4.50 worth of melt in them, and he was selling them for $5. I wasn't that crazy about them, but I took a tube of 20 anyway. So the whole bill come to $14.25. So I put the stuff in a bag. I'd ridden my bike down and already had my thing you sling over your shoulder just jam packed full of fruits and vegetables. So I didn't even know how I was even going to carry this crap on my bike home. But I went back to Lou's, sat on his tailgate, and a guy come along and said, "Listen, I brought the money I promised. Do you still have those Morgans?" So Lou sold him some fairly expensive Morgans in a little over $100 range a piece. And the guy mentioned he was from the Philadelphia Mint. So I said, here, have you ever seen one of these? Who the hell's ever seen the history of dentistry, right? But I'm thinking, I got a friend that's a dentist, of course. What doesn't show from my teeth, but he's saved him a few of them that I can still eat this far. And I have a friend that was an oral surgeon. I thought, well, maybe they'd be interested. So I only had the dentist. I didn't have his cell or home number. They were on my desk, of course, and I only had his business number. But of course, here we go. Hi, Dave. What's up? Yeah, mm, that's a great deal. But uh, yeah, you sold me from. Yeah, no, I'm sure Tom would pay him that. You know, I I really hung up on what gold's going to do. So thanks thanks for the call though. I'm glad I left because I feel much better down here in the cellar than I did there. I don't know. I just felt dizzy, and I figured I better pedal home before I can't. So I left. I told Vinny to tell you I just didn't feel good, so I figured I better get out of there. So I sitting in the cellar. Matter of fact, I'm in the middle of making a video on those coins you just sold me. So, all right, thanks for the call, though. Okay, take care. Bye bye. That was Dave, a guy selling gold. Wanted to sell an ounce of gold for $10 over spot. Terrific buy, terrific buy. But I just don't know what gold's going to do. And I think Tom would buy it at that price and turn it over in a hurry. But I'm not, as I said, I'm not that into turning things over. That was Dave. Real nice guy. I mean, who else is going to call you up and tell you that the guy that he knows the guy's going to sell a piece and he didn't want it, and if I wanted it, $10 over spot, gold. God damn it, I'm going to kick myself in the ass for not buying it. But anyway, so the guy says I'm from the Phil. I used to work at Philadelphia Mint. So we look at it. I said, "Do you want to look at these?" And he said, "Yeah, I remember them." Well, no one else had ever seen one, and but this guy used to work there. So he said, "What do you want for it?" And I thought, "Oh man, I was gonna see if I could make some money off of the two doctors." And then I I said, I thought to myself, I paid 425. Let me just. He wanted everything, so I said, "Let me throw out a number. If he's crazy enough to pay for it, then the hell with it. I'll sell something for the first time." So I said, "Give me 1,800." Bam! He would have set up 1,800 bucks. This would have made the most beautiful show ever from the flea market. I mean, it was just unbelievable. Uh, that anyway, so I'm still thinking about that gold deal. so uh, there I did. I didn't have any show at all, but I made 375 bucks walking from Tom's over to Lou's in about 10 minutes. So I figured, well, I guess I can't complain. I didn't really want 50 coins doing with dentistry because I'm not a fan of dentists, and I know I'm in big trouble with my upper teeth have all have to be pulled here shortly, and I look forward to that. So anyway, so that was my yesterday flea market, and that would have made the best show you ever saw because who the hell's ever seen? Then I come to find out they only made 447 of these, but uh, they're sterling, and who the hell's going to buy one? I mean, they're really not the collectible. Although they said they were very rare, but uh, but they didn't have any great value. Uh, all right, so that's my yesterday story. So today I go down there, and the lady was supposed to come take care of my mother. Supposed to be here at 8 o'clock. Well, by 9 o'clock she didn't show up, so I had to get my mother up and feed her, and then pedal down to the flea market. Well, just as I got there, Dave's talking to this kid about 25, I guess he is, about these four wildlife uh, art deco sort of things, and no, I guess I shouldn't say art deco, but they're nice. And so the kid left, and I said to Dave, "What's the story there?" And he said, "Well, if you want them," he said, "I'll surely would be happy to sell them to you and anybody else." So I said, "Well, let's take a look at them." So that's what I'm going to show you. And I agree. There's been a lot of people complaining now that everybody has to show their rabbit, and I regret I showed my stupid rabbits because at the time it was the cheapest thing out there, and I tell people I don't tell them what to buy. I can only tell them what I buy, and so and they shouldn't even take that as a recommendation because I paid, I bought a lot of stuff at high prices and bought a lot of stuff at low prices. So anyway, so here's these coins. Well, they're not coins. They're like art pieces, and they're 9.99 from Sun Mint or something. I'll have to look that up. Well, we can look at that while I'm showing them to you. But they are very nice. A little over 4 ounces a piece. So I don't even know if I'll need a loop. And of course, I've got my loops ready. You know me. I don't mess around anymore. But here they are. They are just spectacular. Now one is a white-tailed deer, and the other one I have to look that name up again. Of course, this is a sheep, and then a grizzly bear. But they are just beautiful coins. Well, they're not coins. I don't know what the hell you call them. And I agree that had I just bought some normal crap down there, I wouldn't won't bother you with showing it. But these are so nice and so different that I thought they warranted a little a little show here. Maybe that, you know, nah, there's no rules. You know, everybody puts up what they want, but I can concede that it gets a little tiresome after a while. Now let's look and see if I can use this other loop, and I'll show you the edge where all the printing is. We'll see how this works. Now that thing that looks like a deer is in reality this. It's a, where did I lose it? It's a wapiti. Now I never heard that name, but I'm sure they are what they are. And let's go around the edge and see what the hell we've got here. This was that, and they must have come from a set because they're all 183 out of 1500. Okay, now let's continue around, and we'll see that they are Sunshine Mint, 999 Fine Silver, and then it gives the name, and then why this is upside down, the numbers I don't know, but all of them have the same uh, are one where are 183 out of 1500. So it seems evident that I don't know how many of these. Maybe somebody could help me. I don't know how many of these there were in the total set, but obviously this was part of a set because they're all the same number, 183 out of 1500 made. But they're very, very nice looking, and that's the reason I got them, because they'll make great presents.